Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope your day and your weekend are going very well so far. Got a new day, which of course means a new NBA player prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. With a new day comes a new opportunity to go ahead and make some money. I have 4 player props to go and share with you guys in tonight's slate that I'm feeling pretty damn good about. We're coming off of a pretty disappointing loss last night. Not in the fact that we didn't have a good night, but we missed it once again for the 3rd Friday in a row. We missed our Freaky Friday 5-leg parlay by 1 leg. 4 to 5 legs hit with a couple of nice hits. The De'Aaron Fox prop, which was basically just a straight bet. It was like, I think, minus 130. We hit that one. Steph Curry over 3.5 3-pointers. We had pretty good hits across the board. The one prop we unfortunately missed was Dennis Schroeder, over 15.5 points plus assists, and he just missed it by a few points plus assists. I think he had like 12 last night, 12 or 11 points plus assists, so it was a close miss at that. But glass half full, looking at the positives here, we hit 4 to 5, so we had some great data. We did give out some nice props yesterday. Yeah, we didn't hit the parlay, we didn't come the full way, but it was a pretty solid day. I'm feeling pretty good. Last video of the week, of course, I don't do videos on Sundays, so let's finish the week off strong. Let's win some units back here, guys. I'm feeling really confident with these 4 picks. Let's not waste any more time. Let's dive into today's picks. Jumping right into the outlier screen, guys. Our first pick in today's slate comes from the Grizzlies-Bulls game, 8 p.m. tip-off. I'm going Scottie Pippen Jr. of the Memphis Grizzlies over 15.5 points plus rebounds. This route available for multiple sportsbooks for varying odds. The best value to me right now looks like Bet365, Caesars, or even FanDuel minus 118. Looks like the best value for this prop. We've got good data, but an even better matchup in this spot for Scottie Pippen Jr. I did take him earlier in the weekend. He did let us down, but on that horrible 0-4 Wednesday, but I do like the spot here for Scottie Pippen Jr. in this matchup. So far this year, a 69, pause for the applause, 69% hit rate this year, guys. 11 out of 16 games, he's cashed the over, an average of 15.56 points plus rebounds per game this year. So pretty good numbers there. Even looking at his last 20 games dating back to last season, a 75% hit rate for Scottie Pippen Jr., 15 of his last 20 games, averaging 17.15 points plus rebounds per game. The majority of the work here is going to be carried by the points, but he does add a couple rebounds here and there to go ahead and push that number over. And the head-to-head data is pretty solid as well. 2 of his last 3 meetings with the Chicago Bulls, he has cashed the over. That's a 67% hit rate, averaging 13 points plus rebounds per game. He had one really bad game there back in January of last year that brings that overall number down. But overall, pretty solid data. And he has played the Bulls once already this year, back on October 28th, and he did cash the over with 14 points and 4 rebounds in that game. And it makes a ton of sense. The Chicago Bulls, we talked about it on multiple videos this year, their defense is absolutely atrocious. 29th overall in points allowed, giving up almost 123 points per game to opposing teams. And they're 27th in rebounds allowed, giving up 46.5 rebounds per game to opposing teams. But if we focus in here on just the matchup versus point guards, which obviously Scottie Pippen Jr. plays, the Bulls are 23rd in points allowed, giving up 24.8 points per game to opposing point guards, and 12th in rebounds allowed, giving up 5.7 rebounds per game to opposing point guards. Looking down below, the insights provided by Outlier, Scottie Pippen Jr. has exceeded 15.5 points plus rebounds in 5 of his last 6 games versus bottom 10 defenses for points allowed, averaging 18.7 points plus rebounds per game, over that 6-game data point. So pretty good numbers there for Scottie Pippen Jr. This is the second night of a back-to-back for the Chicago Bulls, so that does give a little more advantage as a Bulls team that's not good to begin with, but they're also probably tired playing the second night of a back-to-back. The Grizzlies have not played in a couple days, so a little more well-rested going into this matchup. And this game does have blowout potential for me. The Grizzlies have not been great this year, but I do think they have the opportunity to put this game ahead. And in that situation, Scottie Pippen Jr., obviously being a bench player, could have an opportunity to see some more minutes and some more playing time in this game. Not like he's not playing a lot of minutes. I mean, he's got a pretty decent volume, averaging almost 26 minutes per game off the bench for the Grizzlies, shooting 45% from the floor, almost 9 shots per game, but over the last 3 games, at least 10 shots in each of his last 3 games. The data looks good, the volume looks good, and the matchup looks good. That, to me, is a recipe for a cash. All right, guys, our second pick in today's slate, we're moving on to the Hornets-Bucks game. Again, 8 p.m. tip-off tonight. We're going LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets over 34.5 points plus rebounds. If you have it, the best value on this prop seems to be on Bet365, minus 115 odds, also on Caesars, minus 117. Also available at BetMGM for minus 120 and DraftKings for minus 135. As always, guys, make sure to shop around for the best sportsbook odds available when it comes to your player props. The data on this one also pretty solid, guys. A 60% hit rate so far this year for LaMelo Ball. 9 out of 15 games, he's cashed the over, averaging 33.73 points plus rebounds per game this season. LaMelo has been the headlines a little bit lately. Obviously, he got benched in this Brooklyn game. It was a really, obviously, kind of a controversial thing. He got benched in that one, but he came back from, and you see, obviously, the minutes played there, only 23.9 minutes. I think it was rightfully so that he did get benched. But he did the thing that I think a lot of Hornets fans and NBA fans in general were looking for. He didn't get pouty. He didn't pull a, not to throw shade, but he didn't pull a Joel Embiid, right, where he kind of gets an attitude and he looks like he's having a horrible time. He came back and answered back in a big way. Huge game the next game back from his benching, 35 points and 6 rebounds, and a win against the Pistons. And like I said, overall this year, pretty solid year for LaMelo Ball. Again, he's had a lot of cashes this year, 9 out of 15 games. He's cashed the over, pretty good data. And the head-to-head data, also pretty solid. Each of his last 2 meetings versus the Milwaukee Bucks, he has cashed the over, including the one time they played this year, not too long ago, about a week ago, literally a week ago, on November 16th. He had 26 points and 9 rebounds in what was a 1-point win for the Charlotte Hornets. He's averaging 38.5 points plus rebounds per game in his last 2 meetings against the Bucks, and it makes a lot of sense. The Bucks overall, middle of the road team defensively, 15th in points allowed to opposing teams, 112 points per game. They are 24th in rebounds allowed, not a very good rebounding team in general. But if we go ahead and narrow it down to the point guards, really good numbers for us there in both those categories. The Bucks are bottom 5 of the NBA in points allowed to opposing point guards, 27th in the league, giving up 26 points per game to opposing point guards. They're also 23rd in rebounds allowed per game to opposing point guards, giving up 6.3 rebounds per game. So bottom 10 in both those key categories. Very good matchup. He's cashed at each of his last 2 meetings, and a 60% hit rate overall this year, 60% in his last 10 games. Really good numbers for LaMelo Ball. I'm expecting a pretty big game from him here. So give me his over 34.5 points plus rebounds. All right, guys, and my final 2 picks in today's slate are coming from the same game, this Nuggets-Lakers game, which is a 10:30 p.m. tip-off, but we are almost done with the video, guys. So if you're still watching at this point, I thank you guys. We really do appreciate those who watched through the entire video. Ev, Trey, and I put a lot of work into each and every one of our videos. So those who actually do stick around and watch through and don't just look for the picks and go pick hunting, they actually want to listen to the analysis, the data, the reasoning behind our picks. We really appreciate you guys. Go ahead and comment 7 down below if you're still watching at this point in today's video. I appreciate those. I really do, who do watch through all the videos. Makes me feel like I'm not just talking to myself, even though I literally am just looking at a camera and talking to myself in a room by myself. It makes me feel good knowing that all the work doesn't get taken. Let me rephrase that. Doesn't get taken for granted, that people actually do appreciate it, they do watch it, and they do actually take because I think it's really hard to make bets if you don't actually listen. Normally, those are the people who are the first ones to run to the comment section and say you suck, are the ones who don't actually listen to the reasoning behind them. The reasoning, to me, is just as important as the pick itself, because it makes you give an understanding of why I'm giving you these picks, the data behind it, and all that stuff. Not trying to preach or give a lesson or anything. Sorry for the lecture there. But I just want to express my gratitude for those who do actually watch through and listen to the things I'm saying in the videos. So if you are one of those people, comment 7 down below in the comment section. Our third pick in today's slate, like I said, coming from this Lakers-Nuggets game, 10:30 p.m. tip-off, we're going Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets over 20.5 points plus assists. We're getting there for -110 on DraftKings, also available over on Prize Picks. And the data is very solid on this one. 64% hit rate so far this year for Michael Porter Jr. 9 out of 14 games he's cashed the over, averaging 21.14 points plus assists per game this year. So pretty good numbers across the board. But if we narrow it down just the last 10 games, the data gets even better. A 90% hit rate over his last 10 games with an average of 23.4 points plus assists per game this year over the last 10 games for the Denver Nuggets. So really good numbers for Michael Porter Jr. here. On the season overall, not bad, 64%. But again, if we narrow it down to just the last 10 games, really good numbers, 90% hit rate. The head-to-head data versus the Lakers is also very solid. A 75% hit rate against the Lakers, 6 of his last 8 meetings, including postseason against Los Angeles. He has cashed the over, averaging 24 points plus assists per game, and he's cashed in each of his last 4 meetings with the Lakers. That, of course, is in the playoffs last year. They have not played yet this year. It's the first meeting between the Lakers and Nuggets this season, but I like the spy here for Michael Porter Jr. He's had a lot of success of late against the Lakers, and it makes a lot of sense. The Lakers overall, not a very good defensive team. 24th in points allowed, giving 116 points per game. 28th in assists allowed, giving up 28.3 assists per game to opposing teams in general. Now, if we go ahead and narrow that down to the small forward position, which is where Michael Porter Jr. plays, 21st in points allowed, 30th in assists allowed. So bottom 10 in both those categories. It's a very good matchup for us here. The Lakers, I'll be honest, I'm a little impressed with the Lakers this year. With Anthony Davis, JJ Redick, I was a little critical of the hire at first. It felt like it was a LeBron kind of a LeBron yes man. They kind of threw in there a typical LeBron scapegoat where if they go wrong, they throw the blame over to him. I'll give JJ Redick all the credit. He's done a really good job so far as the head coach of the Lakers. Anthony Davis playing really well. LeBron, I'm a LeBron hater. I'm a noted LeBron hater, but I'll give him all the credit. He's been very good this year. Dalton Knecht was a steal. Even D'Lo's playing pretty well in his new role. He's done a really good job with the Lakers, but the one key negative that still remains, this is not a very good defensive team as the numbers show here. Offensively, they're better. Defensively, kind of a mess, and I think a matchup like this for Michael Porter Jr. is a pretty good spot to go ahead and cash the over. And guys, our fourth and final pick in today's slate, speaking of Anthony Davis and speaking of the Lakers, we're going Anthony Davis over 39.5 points plus rebounds, minus 125 odds on DraftKings. But again, if you have any of these other sports books available to you guys, BetMGM, Bet365, Caesars, Prize Picks, Underdog, it's available on multiple sports books for varying odds. But again, like the last props, all the props so far in today's video have had pretty good data. This one has fantastic data. A 79% hit rate so far this year for Anthony Davis on this over. 11 out of 14 games, he's cashed the over, averaging 42.5 points plus rebounds per game so far this year for the Lakers. So really good numbers for Anthony Davis. He has cashed the over to kind of narrow it down a little bit in each of his last 4 games. Looking at the last 5, 80% hit rate, 4 straight cashes with an average of 44 points plus rebounds per game over the last 5 games. So really good numbers there. Even the last 20 games ending back to last year for Anthony Davis, a 75% hit rate, 15 of his last 20 games, averaging 42.35 points plus rebounds per game. And look, this is not really anything new to us here, guys, right? We know when Anthony Davis is healthy, he's an MVP, top 10 NBA player caliber player. The biggest thing in his career has been he can't stay healthy. But so far, the last year and so far this year, knock on wood here, he's been able to stay healthy. And when he is healthy, he is one of the best players in the game, and the numbers show that for itself. The head-to-head data is also pretty solid here, guys. 63% hit rate, 5 of his last 8 meetings with the Nuggets, including playoffs. He has cashed the over. Had some pretty big games versus Denver as well in that playoff series, averaging 38.88 points plus rebounds per game. A couple of low-scoring games earlier in the year last year, but those playoff series, he really kicked his game up a notch. And again, the numbers overall this year look pretty good for Davis. Overall, the Nuggets, not a very good defensive team either. I just kind of shit on the Lakers. Got to also go ahead and shit on the Nuggets as well. Their defense has not been very good this year. They are 23rd in points allowed, 22nd in rebounds allowed overall as a team, versus centers. Kind of focus in a little bit deeper here. Versus centers in particular, they are bottom 5 in both points allowed and rebounds allowed to opposing centers, 25th in both those categories. Gave up 21.1 and 13.9 rebounds per game. Nikola Jokic is a great player, but defensively, he's not necessarily the best defender in the league. Obviously, I think he's still the best center in the game, but defensively, he's not exactly the best. So, pretty good matchup spot for Davis. He's had a pretty good record versus Denver over the last 8 games. So far this year, 79% hit rate. All the data points to a cash on this prop. So, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, guys, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. Make sure to check out all of our videos here on the channel. We have a ton of great content out, especially, obviously, now we have football weekend. College football video is out already. My NFL Oracle picks video. Sunday Night Football picks will be out either later today or early tomorrow morning. Ev's NFL picks video comes out today. Trey's NFL picks video comes out today. As NBA pick, I mean, we have so much stuff here on the channel, guys. If you're not subscribed, you're missing out, because the best part about all these videos, guys, all the picks we hand out between myself, Ev, and Trey, all the picks are 100% free. So go ahead, check them out, watch all the videos, football weekend. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I will be back Monday with another NBA player prop video. But until then, guys, I hope you're all winners. Enjoy your weekend. Let's go ahead and make some money.